Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is NTTV Nightly News.
Military draft criteria changes.
Airlines adapting to increase fuel prices.
ACLU creatively responds to UNT art censorship.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us on NTTV Nightly News. I'm Annie Tomlin.
And I'm Landry Brady. It's called the draft, and the United States military is making a change that will impact millions of young men nationwide. These changes apply to the Selective Service registration. With more on this, let's go to NTTV's Nick Stocklosa. Nick.
Thank you, Landry. I'm here at the Military Recruiting Center here in Denton, as the military is beginning automatic draft registration for draft-eligible men. Automatic registration into Selective Service was mandated in December of 2025 when Trump signed into law the 2026 National Defense Authorization Act, and will go into effect in December of this year. Currently, almost all U.S. male citizens age 18 to 25 are required to self-register within 30 days of their 18th birthday. Here in Texas, this national change won't affect us much, as Texas already registers men automatically when they apply for their driver's licenses. Supporters of the plan say that automatic registration will save the government millions of dollars spent every year, reminding those eligible since registration is required by law for all men. This also comes after a major drop in citizens registering for the draft, partly because the option to register was removed from federal student loan forms in 2022, which accounted for nearly a quarter of all registrations. This change is still being reviewed and must be approved before implementation, so keep an eye out for any changes. Reporting live for NTTV Nightly News, I'm Nick Stocklosa. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you, Nick. As the war in Iran continues, oil prices remain high, meaning jet fuel prices are soaring. Fuel prices account for roughly 25% of total costs for airlines. Those have now doubled since the conflict in the Middle East began. Airlines are passing on their extra costs to consumers by scaling back flights and charging passengers extra fees. United, Delta, JetBlue, and Southwest are among carriers that have raised the costs of checking bags. Starting today, your first checked suitcase on Southwest will increase from $35 to $45, and your second $45 to $55. On American Airlines, it gets even more expensive. Your first bag costs $50 and your second $60.
And whether it is in airplanes or cars, the oil and gas that run those machines very likely is coming from Texas. West Texas crude has helped stabilize the U.S. oil supply during the war with Iran. Last year, we produced nearly half of all U.S. oil. That is more than 13.5 million barrels of oil each day. And at over $100 a barrel, that is a lot of money. The oil comes from South Texas, the Permian Basin, which is one of the biggest oil fields in the world, stretching thousands of miles in Texas and New Mexico. The current war in Iran has put a strain on oil reserves globally, and experts say the United States could have been hit harder if it weren't for the Lone Star oil rigs.
Landry, you know I love to travel, but it's just getting so expensive now.
I know it is, and there is a possibility of also running into some bad weather.
Yeah, which almost is not worth the risk anymore. But for any tonight travelers, I think we should check in with our weather anchor, Grace Escobar, to see what they can expect. Grace?
Thanks, guys. While we're not going to get any rain tonight, we will later in the weekend, but we'll get into that a little later. As of now, it's pretty nice out, 78 degrees, feeling like 80, our wind at 14 miles an hour. It is pretty cloudy, and we'll keep those clouds as we move into tonight. The temperature's not going to drop a lot, only going to get down to 65, and our wind will sit around 8 miles an hour, so just a nice cool breeze for the evening. Tomorrow, it's going to stay even cloudier. We might even see just some really dark clouds as the storm starts to move in for the weekend, but no rain yet. Our temperature high will be 79 degrees, feeling like 81, wind at 11 miles an hour. So I will have more on next week's rain later, but first, the Artemis 2 crew is in the forecast as they plan to re-enter Earth's atmosphere. NTTV Camden's Rensink is live with what the astronauts have been up to. Camden?
That's right, Grace. The Artemis 2 astronauts are finally coming home tomorrow evening after their 10-day journey to the moon's orbit. CNN's Reed Binion has updates on the spacecraft's landing and how the crew is doing up there.
There's so much data that you've seen already, but all the good stuff is coming back with us. There's so many more pictures, so many more stories.
The Artemis II astronauts taking questions during a press conference from space on day 8 of their historic mission to the moon as they race back to Earth ahead of their anticipated return home Friday.
I've actually been thinking about entry since April 3rd, 2023. One of the first press conferences we were asked, what are we looking forward to? And I said, splashdown. We've still got 2 more days. and riding a fireball through the atmosphere is profound as well.
The crew scheduled to splash down Friday evening off the coast of San Diego.
No concerns, no issues seen that would make us have any pause for the reentry.
Recovery teams will pick up the crew in helicopters and take them to the USS John P. Murtha, where they will undergo medical evaluations before traveling back to shore. NASA Wednesday releasing more images from the mission, including a group photo.
It's great to see them doing so well and in such great spirits.
The space agency also releasing a breathtaking new image of our galaxy.
The Milky Way, which is stunning. And free from atmospheric interference, the crew could see the glowing ribbon of stars and filaments.
I'm Reed Binion.
It's amazing what these astronauts are doing to advance space technology and photography. According to NASA's website, the Artemis II mission is just one step in exploring the moon and Mars, so here's to many more successful missions. For NTTV Nightly News, I'm Camden Rinsink. Back to the desk.
Thanks, Camden. Coming up, a local artist with an inspiring story.
And next, President Trump wants to cut funding for more universities. We'll have these stories after the break.
Don't get your hopes up.
Is that it?
That's it.
Nothing can stop me now!
Yeah.
Evil lies here.
Go, 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 go!
Get that! Be gone, evil spirit!
More federal education budget could be on the way. President Trump's 2027 proposal includes slashing funding for tribal colleges and universities. The cuts include eliminating the Institute of American Indian Arts, cutting funding for tribal colleges and universities, also reducing funds for schools operated by the Bureau of Indian Education. Also on the chopping block, programs that help tribal governments with housing, infrastructure, and businesses. The proposal faces an uphill battle in Congress where it faces bipartisan opposition. Also a fight in the courts due to the federal government's treaty responsibilities.
When it comes to the environment, there is no question that we mean green here at UNT. But there's also that goes for our sister college, Texas Women's University. In fact, there are students from both UNT and TWU on their campus right now exploring wildlife right there where they learn. Our Live Shot reporter Layla Twine has more. Layla?
With summer just around the corner. You don't have to leave campus to explore nature. TWU's BioBlitz is a science event that gives scientists, dentinists, and students a chance to collaborate and identify as species as possible in a specific area. Currently, they're outside collecting wildlife, but will come back for additional lectures. These surveys create a rapid snapshot of local biodiversity. This helps monitor ecosystems and engage the public in nature. This event is happening from 6:30 until sunset.
Thanks, Layla. This time of year is honestly perfect to find new things in nature.
I agree, and hopefully the weather this week will be good enough to spend time outside. Our weather anchor Grace Esquivel is back to help us be prepared for the next 7 days.
Landry, you might want to lower your expectations just a little bit about next week. We're definitely going to be seeing rain. But today, as we look across North Texas, we aren't seeing any rain. We're just seeing a lot of high 70s as we see a ton of 78s. Up in Sherman, Gainesville, Denton, Decatur, Bowie, everyone's getting a 78. As we look across the state of Texas, though, we're pretty much seeing the same, a little bit more variety. Over in Shreveport, it's 82, Abilene, 81, and El Paso's pretty warm at 86. I'm a little jealous. But we are going to see rain as we move into this week. It's going to start on Sunday, but it's going to be pretty cloudy leading up to that. So on Thursday, it's going to be, today it's 79, Friday is 75. We're going to be seeing just some clouds, not rain. Saturday, it's going to be 85, just keeping it a little warm, but not too much rain yet. And then as we move into Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, that's when we're going to be seeing rain. On Sunday, it's going to be 81, so pretty warm and muggy and a 68% chance of rain. And we're going to keep that as we move into next week. So we are going to be seeing rain here in North Texas, but at least we are not going to be seeing any hurricanes. Researchers at Colorado State University are expecting a slightly below average season with only 13 named storms. The Atlantic peak season is from June through November, with the highest activity being in late summer. El Nino, a climate pattern marked by warmer specific weathers, is expected to develop mid-summer. We'll have to see what that means for us as the summer heat comes into play. Back to you, Landry and Annie.
Thanks, Grace. After a UNT art exhibit removal caught the national spotlight, the artist is protesting the university's decision with an in-your-face way. You may have seen this mobile billboard rolling around campus. It says UNT admin censored Marker 27's art. It's the latest move on the part of artist Victor Quinones. The National Coalition Against Censorship and the ACLU is paying for the truck. And now the ACLU says, quote, UNT should have never censored Victor's art. But now it's up to the community to come together to demand accountability for censorship and push policies that defend free expression. The mobile billboard has been seen outside of President Keller's office. Tomorrow, the truck will be on the streets around campus from 11 to 1 p.m.
Art of a different sort shows up in unexpected places here in Denton. For example, the Denton Community Market. You expect tomatoes and lettuce, but how about a place that gives local artists the opportunity to showcase their talents and be pillars in the community? One of them is doing this despite outside challenges. Segment anchor Riley Oldenburg has more. Riley?
Thanks, Landry. The Denton Community Market features around 80 to 100 vendors at every market, many of these being artists. Joe Rivas is a great example of how these artists become such big parts of the community despite hardships he has endured and become one of the most well-known members of the Denton community. NTTV anchor Sarah Ituarte has the story.
At Denton Saturday markets, wood and resin come to life through an artist who is loved by his community and who loves them right back.
My name is Joe Rivas. I am a brother with cerebral palsy.
Joe's struggle doesn't stop him. It fuels his creativity and shapes every piece he makes.
I hope they realize that people with cerebral palsy are just like everybody else. They have passion to do this.
But it's not just for the art.
My ultimate goal for my work, my video, and everything else is to get out of
he's supported by a community that knows and believes in him.
Everywhere we go, Joe knows somebody. He's like a staple of Denton.
People may not realize this, but he has a really good sense of humor.
Joe's been a pretty cool asset to the Denton community market.
At the heart of it all is Joe's passion, sharing his story and showing who he is beyond his disability.
I'm not here to judge other people. I'm here to live. I want to be able to stand on my own 2 feet.
For NTTV News, I'm Sarah Duarte.
Everything offered at the Denton Community Market is locally made and sustainable. The market provides educational opportunities, promotes the local economy, reduces barriers to entry for new entrepreneurs and small businesses, and strengthens ties between community members. Landry and Annie, back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Riley. After years of concept art and dreaming, the long-awaited National Juneteenth Museum in Fort Worth may break ground soon. Juneteenth celebrates the day that the slaves in the state of Texas found out about their emancipation. Leaders of the museum project say that work could begin as early as this fall, even as funding raise efforts continue. The 50,000 square foot campus includes galleries to help tell the history of the holiday, a business incubator to give resources to local entrepreneurs, a food hall, and a 250-seat theater. Jared Howard, the museum's chief executive, says that the museum will still be working towards a $70 million capital project goal. The opening date of the museum has been pushed back multiple times, and its location has even been switched before after a real estate deal broke down.
Next, a death from an energy drink causes a legal battle.
And the NFL also finds itself in court. Stick around.
Yes, jibber jabber.
Jibber Jabber is a man on the street NTTV show for Instagram that's in its 7th season. With 2 hosts, 1 comfy chair, and a Would You Do Something bowl.
Pretty much the gist of our show is that we're going to be inviting UNT students, all of our lovely family over, and we're going to be talking to them. And when we run out of things to say, we're going to ask them,
would you do something?
I think we're ready to do something.
Yeah.
Fortnite son or Minecraft daughter?
I warned them that this was dangerous, but did they listen? No!
I've been having these dreams.
Welcome in.
This is part of the process, Eric. I only want what is best for you.
You want me to go on and on with the program until there's nothing left of me.
We are one now. Our goals are the same.
No, they're not.
Measles vaccines, coverage is
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on NTTV Nightly News. I'm Edison Stewart.
And I'm Alexandria Teeters.
Too much caffeine could be fatal. A new Texas lawsuit claims popular energy drink Alani caused the death of a 17-year-old cheerleader. A coroner's report stated Texas teen Larissa Rodriguez died last October from an enlarged heart caused by stress and a large amount of caffeine from the drink. The lawsuit claims that Alani contains twice the maximum recommended daily amount for caffeine for teens and undisclosed amounts of stimulants that can cause cardiac issues and death.
It's because the continuous drinking of caffeine, continuous drinking of these drinks started making her heart have problems, the risks associated with high caffeine. So her heart started swelling.
This company, I believe, is fully aware they've weaponized it to target our youth. And quite frankly, it's almost like they're trying to find the next wave, right? Who's the next influencer who can use this to push our product?
Glazer's Beer and Beverage, the company that owns Alani energy drinks, has yet to respond to the lawsuit.
Taking care of others is a Texas tradition, and that includes our four-legged friends. Animal shelters across North Texas rely on community support to care for animals in need. In Denton, one local shelter is working to provide care and find homes for pets wanting to be adopted. Our segment anchor Jenny Yanez takes a closer look.
Thanks, guys. At Denton Animal Services, caring for animals is a daily effort that depends not only on staff, but also on support from the community. I visited the shelter to see how these efforts are helping give animals a second chance. Take a look. At Denton Animal Services, caring for animals is a daily effort that goes beyond what most people see.
My name is Ramon Orozco. I'm one of the animal services supervisors here at the City of Denton. A typical day is not very typical. You have a lot of different things that come up throughout the day, whether it's an animal that comes in and is sick and needs medical attention, whether it's a customer that needs something from us and doesn't really know where else to turn, so kind of finding creative solutions and finding ways to assist them with whatever issues that they may have.
From feeding and cleaning to medical care and adoption services, staff work to make sure every animal is given a chance at a better life.
My name is Morgan Stumbaugh. I'm the Shelter Operations Manager for City of Denton Animal Shelter. At the Denton Animal Shelter, customer service is really important, so helping people is a priority here. Yeah. And at the same time, our animals' welfare, all of the animals coming through our building, is also a top priority. So we care a lot about the people and our citizens, and we also care a lot about the animals in our care. So I get to work on both of those things at once.
The shelter depends on community support through adoptions, volunteering, and donations to continue its work. Staff say even small efforts can make a big difference in helping these animals find a place to call home.
No, just again, I hope more people open up their homes to a lot of these loving animals, because a lot of these animals are amazing and wonderful animals that can make your life better, make your family better, and I just wish people would come in and kind of just give them a shot.
With NTTV News, I'm Jenny Yanez. Staff say community support, adoptions, volunteering, and donations plays a key role in helping the shelter continue to work. For more information, how to get involved, you can visit the City of Denton website. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Jenny. Does the NFL have too much control over how you watch football? The Department of Justice seems to feel that way. The NFL is being investigated by the Justice Department to answer whether the league has engaged in antitrust practices that cause fans to pay more in subscription fees. In defense, the league states that its distribution model is the most fan-friendly in sports and entertainment industry. They also say that 87% of the games are available on TV for free, and that the 2025 season was the most watched since 1989. The DOJ is focused on making sure that the league has an affordable way for fans to watch the games. You know, Annie, I have never been a big sports guy, but I always do look forward to the Masters coming up.
You know what, me too, and I'm excited to see if this year's a hole-in-one. Our sports anchor Elias Freeman is in studio to talk all things sports. Elias?
Thanks, guys. Spring is the best time of year for sports, and one of the biggest tournaments is happening this weekend. I'll have the Masters and more when we come back. The Texas Rangers faced off against the Mariners yesterday in a division matchup. The Rangers' 3-run fifth inning was the only runs of the night, forcing a 3-0 triumph. This win boosts the Rangers to first in the American League West. The Rangers are 7-5 with a 3-game win streak, having swept the series with the Mariners. The Rangers begin their series against the two-time reigning World Series champions, the Los Angeles Dodgers, tomorrow at 9 Central in LA. And Bryson DeChambeau is in DeChambles after his performance on hole 11 of the Masters today. DeChambeau made a triple bogey, which no one in Masters history has come back from. DeChambeau was a favorite heading into the tournament after placing second last year and was plus 1,200 to win it all. DeChambeau is currently sitting at 4 over on the tournament heading into tomorrow, where he faces an uphill battle to make the cut. And the Gainbridge Super League is at the highest level of women's soccer in the United States. Dallas Trinity FC has made their home at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, and I got the chance to visit one of their games heading into the last stretch of the season before playoffs. Dallas Trinity FC faced off against Tampa Bay FC last week at home at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas. The match resulted in a 2-1 loss for Dallas Trinity, marking the 4th game in a row where they have not achieved a win late in the season. Captain Amber Wisner says that this is just part of pro sports and they'll bounce back.
You go through these ups and downs, that's the reality of pro sports. But I think, if you actually watch the performance and how we're playing, I think we're playing what I would, if I'm in the stands watching, is pretty exciting and decent soccer. Obviously, you want the end result, you want the goals and more goals, and you want to put teams away. But if I'm a fan, it's better than watching us just kick the ball long and being hopeful.
And bounce back they did, as Dallas Trinity then won their next game 3-1 over the Spokane Zephyr on April 4th. Despite this loss being described as gut-wrenching, Dallas Trinity FC played a complete game, and they have hopes looking forward to the rest of their season.
Yeah, I actually think from a game plan standpoint, I thought we pretty much hit the nail on the head. We knew that they were going to play in a narrow 4-4-2 in a diamond, and we utilised the players on the outside. And it worked to our advantage, and for large portions of the game, we were in complete control. I mean, second half, other than a moment here or there, it's one-way traffic. So, to come away with 0 points is heart-wrenching, to be honest.
Dallas Trinity FC will finish out their season with 6 remaining games. With NTTV News, I'm Elias Freeman. Dallas Trinity will face off next against Brooklyn FC this coming Sunday in Brooklyn. And guys, you have to watch this. One of the funniest sports stories I've seen in a while. If Pope Leo is ever out of a job, he may have a future with the Harlem Globetrotters. He invited the team to the Vatican, and let's just say he has skills. The 70-year-old American pontiff is known for his love of sports, especially from his hometown of Chicago. In fact, this Saturday, the White Sox are honoring him by giving out Pope-themed hats.
I absolutely love that. Honestly, that reminds me of the time that I saw the Harlem Globetrotters, and it was super, super fun.
I've seen them too, and I think something that would make it even better is if the Pope was there.
I think we can make that happen.
I hope so. Well, thank you for watching NTTV Nightly News.
Join us again next week here on North Texas Television.